Okay, good morning, students. Welcome to a fresh new chapter of Business Correspondence and Reporting. We will be doing formal emails today. I welcome you all to the class. Thank you so much for joining on time. I can see Tanmeet's very good morning, Richa and Dimple. Soumya, good morning. Bhumika and Rabari and Ankita, good morning. Samina, good morning. So I think we've almost come to the close of all the discussions we have had. Right now, we are going to do formal emails. It is a continuation of the last class where we were doing formal letters. So let's see what is in store for us. And of course, I'll also take you through the study material so that I know that all of you are practicing. It's a sincere request. Please keep practicing the study material because a lot of questions in the study material are very helpful. In fact, all of them are very helpful and they are based on the exam paper which you will have. So it's very important to understand the pattern because people keep asking me how many marks ka question aayega, kitne questions aayenge, kitna multiple choice hoga, kitna fill in the blanks hoga. So if you see the template, if you see the mock RTP, the mock test paper, if you see the revision test paper, all of this will be very, very clear. Okay. So I'll be very happy to help you with your queries. You can send your queries and I'll be very happy to encourage you that please do these mock papers because this is the only way you will be 100% familiar with the final exam. If you really want to make sure that you're getting full marks, of course, the law paper is also there. But if I talk about the English part of it, note picking, pressy writing, article writing, report, resume, etc., you will definitely be able to score full marks. Okay. So let's see if there are any queries. Otherwise, of course, we'll start. Oh, fine. Okay, we have a lot of people who have joined in. Aditi Vaishnavi, Mastan, Aditya Ishika, and Ayushi Jagmeet. Okay, so let's get started. Official communication, Aditya, is the same thing. It's a very small part of letters and emails. So official communication is nothing but just writing a memorandum, taking it forward from letters and emails. So it's a very small part. So that's why I want to concentrate more on the email part because that is a very important part. Official communication I'll take you through the study material notes and then we can discuss. Okay, fine. Okay, Vaishnavi, this is your first class. That's quite strange because we are towards the end of the session of classes. Why did you not join earlier? Can I please ask you? Any doubts? Any reason why you guys did not, why you did not join? Yeah, so I'm asking you, Vaishnavi, why is this your first class? Because you are asking me to cover syllabus. Now, it's very difficult. We have done so many topics. So much of the course is almost over. 99% of the topics have been covered. So it's very difficult. What I suggest is you can go through the lectures once again, the recorded lectures, read the study material, practice the papers. And I think that should be a good enough attempt from your side. That'll help you reach a certain confidence level. Okay, fine. So let's get started. I'll start my presentation and that is about formal emails. And of course, communication is there in my mind. Aditya, don't worry about that. Just a sec. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is what are emails? Now, it's a very common thing which I think all of you have been using every day, every minute. You're writing emails to friends, you're writing emails to school, you're writing emails to some organization for, applying, etc. So many things are happening when you're using an email. So if I ask you, in your understanding, what do you think is an email? If you have to explain this in your own language, how will you do it? Of course, my slide is there. You can take help from this slide. That's not a problem. But please don't cheat. Language should be different. So whatever do you think is an email, please put it in your query section and I'm going to read it out. Vaishnavi, if you don't have the books, you have to connect with your study center. You have to connect with your regional center and try to get hold of the books. Even if you don't have the books, the study material is available on the ICAI BOS portal. You can have a look there. All the chapters in a PDF format, everything is there. The revision papers, test papers, everything is available on the net. So even if you don't have the hard copy, it should not be a reason that you are delaying your studies. And since you did not know, आप लिख रहे हो आपको पता नहीं था, but website पे एकदम clearly flaunt हो रहा है that classes are starting from so and so date. So it's a small request. All of you should keep checking the websites for all the immediate and important information and notices coming. Fine? Okay? It's very important. So I request all of you keep checking all that when you get all the information. And if you don't have the copies, the hard copies, you can read the study material from the net also. So don't worry about it. Technical errors. So let's continue. Good morning, Ritu. So I'll discuss your case later, Vaishnavi. I think that's a very personal issue. You have to get it sorted yourself. For me right now, taking the class is more important. So see whatever can happen at your end. But I've definitely made it clear that you can please, please, please start studying from whatever study material. All the study material is available on the net. So don't worry about it. Okay? Fine. So let's start with the lecture. Okay, complaint promotion letter, sales recovery letter is also left. Try to cover a little bit from these also. Okay, Nabeen, I'll definitely try to do that. Don't worry. Whatever is left, I'll do that because a lot of different letters are there in your discussion. So let me see whatever I can do it. Fine, just 1 second, please. Okay, so this is the first thing we're going to do. What are emails? Now, in emails, you all have understood that it's one of the most common methods of communication these days. Everybody is writing emails. Everybody's, making deals on emails. There are so many mergers happening on emails. So it has kind of become a very formal way of communication. Okay. So the most common and trending way is sending emails, which the full form of which is electronic mails. Okay. So I think Priyanka has given me an answer. Email is the electronic mail that sends information between two people. Okay. So we don't send information between two people. We send information from one person to another. Okay. Between is sharing. Sending happens always from one side, and then it's the feedback which is from the other side. Okay. So, and Lovepreet says the most common and preferred method of informal and formal communication, very good. Email is electronic mail, sending and receiving messages, very good. Samina says it's an electronic means of communication which helps deliver messages very quickly. Good answer, Samina. Manish says to send information to a large group. Well, yes, that's one of the reasons why we are using emails, because if you have to send a letter as opposed to an email, a letter has to be addressed to all the people. So if you want to write to 10 different people, then all the addresses, the locations have to be different, and you will be writing 10 letters. Even though you can take a photocopy, or you can mail, you cannot mail it, sorry, you can just scan it and then change the address, change the name, but still it has to be sent for 10 people. Email, the very good idea is, like Manish has said, you can send it together to a large group of people. So that's the first advantage. Now remember, when you're doing the study material, there are so many points which are in discussion. I simply request you that please try and understand that there can be some new format questions. For example, instead of asking what is an email, there can also be a question, what are the advantages of emails over letters? So this you have to be smart enough to answer. You have to be very careful that I have to answer the very same way, that emails are better than letters because 1, 2, 3, 4 reasons. Got it? Okay. Okay. Email is an electronic mail and there's communication. It can be between 2 or more persons. Yes, Ritu, very correct. So what I'm trying to say is, you don't have to stick to the standard language of the text. You can improvise, you can make it sound better. And most importantly, you can change the style of writing, but your thoughts should be as per whatever is given in the study material. Okay. The next thing is, emails are used to send messages. Now, one thing is very common, sending messages is the easiest you can do through emails. Then you can confirm a deal. So, when you're making a deal, you're writing a formal email. We can write an email. It's of course for awareness, for, if in the office there is some important announcement, so instead of going to everybody's desk, I can simply put it in the email. That is possible. And it acts as a means of knowledge transfer. That's the easiest I could have, compiled and written, because सबसे ज्यादा important है knowledge transfer हो रहा है. कैसे transfer हो रहा है? Because आप बहुत लोगों से interact कर रहे हो, उनका reply आ रहा है, फिर आप दोबारा interact कर रहे हो. So all this keeps happening. Okay. Okay, Ritu says it's a fast means very good. So that's like very fast. You write an email and within seconds it reaches the receiver. And Astha also is very correct in saying that it saves time. And so does Mastan say. So both of them are saying the same thing. It saves time because a letter typically needs at least 3 to 4 days of delivery. So even if you're writing to a nearby location, it always depends on the postal service. I'm talking of a hard copy letter. The other thing is, we have private couriers these days, but even those will take at least some time, isn't it? It's not that it's easy to send a letter. So for that reason, email is considered to be a fast mode of communication. Okay. Any doubts still here? This is a small passage and this is a simple question which will say, what are emails? Explain the benefits of emails over letters. That's what you can write about, right? So you can talk about the different category of emails. There are formal mails, there are informal mails, and there are semi-formal mails. All that is possible. Okay. So if you have a question on like, a 2-mark question on what are emails, how are they better than letters, you can give all this kind of an information. Clear? Okay. Now let's do, it's a soft copy letter. Yes, Ritu, that's correct. It's a soft copy letter. Okay. So let's move on to the next slide now. Just give me a second. Okay, format of a good email. Now, you all have used emails almost every day, so you know the format, but this is just to, revise and remind you how exactly emails happen. So you have a from, of course, your name is coming because you are the sender in this case. Then you have a to, which is the receiver's email ID. And email IDs are, distinct characters which are acting as your address. So like you have a house address, you have an office address, you have a college address, you have an email address or an email ID, which is your identification. Then we move on to CC, which is a carbon copy. Now, sometimes I've seen, people have this habit of sending the email to almost everybody in CC. That's not required. So when we are discussing a formal email, because my topic is formal email, so when we are discussing formal emails, you have to be very sure that you are addressing it to only the concerned group of people who are related to the subject. For example, I have an issue with the HR, or I have a clarification with the HR. So only the HR people should be there in the receiver, in the CC, or in the BCC. I don't have to send it to the finance people. I don't have to send it to the marketing people. That is not required. Okay. Yes, Ritu, correct. I've written it on the screen also. The meaning of CC and BCC. Okay. Then comes the subject, which is the title or the purpose. Now, this is a very, very, very important aspect of email writing. I have seen people writing emails with like 3 lines of subject. It seems कि सारी email ही आपने subject में लिख दी है, या next बाहुबली की script आपने email में लिख दी है. Don't do that. Subject line has to be very crisp. जैसे हम प्रेसी राइटिंग में सीखते हैं ना, to the point words, notes making, एकदम short note वैसा. So subject has to be just to the point, not more than a sentence, and the sentence can also be a phrase, it can also be a clause. You don't have to write like complete sentences, which is a was the articles can be removed, prepositions can be removed. It's like congratulations can be a subject. Okay, keep up the good work can be a subject, right? Rejection letter can be a subject, appointment letter can be a subject. So you don't have to write everything in the subject line. It has to be only the purpose, the main thing which you want to talk about in the main body of the email. Got it, everybody? Any doubts till the subject part of it? Because then we come down and then we start the main email. So till subject, anybody wants to ask, so please go ahead and clarify your doubts. You want to add something, you want to share some of your experiences, anything important which you think I have missed out? Lovepreet, CC means carbon copy, which is just the names of people to whom you have to send the email, more than the two. So in the to section, I'm going to write one name. In the CC section, I'm going to write all the email IDs to whom I have to send the email. So it can be 5, 6, 10, any number of people. So you're just sending the same copy of the email to many different people. Blank carbon copy is the receiver, the main receiver does not come to know that the mail has been sent to the BCC names also. That's why it's called blank carbon copy. So if I'm putting my name, suppose I'm putting Ritu's name in CC and I'm putting Lovepreet's name in 2, and in the BCC I'm putting Manish, Bhumika and Priyanka's name. So the 2 person will not come to know who has been sent the mail because they are all in the BCC. The CC names are visible, the BCC names are not visible. Okay, clear? Abhi bataya Manish. Subject, congratulations is a subject, Priyanka. Appointment letter can be a subject. Interview information can be a subject. Meeting at 2:30 can be a subject. Agenda for the next project to be discussed can be a subject. Files attached can be a subject. These are all subjects. Okay, got it, Priyanka? So email में subject का इतना important role है because subject को देख के ही I will decide if I have to read the email or not. Okay, resend the last work. Fine. Good job done. That can be a subject. Or maybe in regarding admission to XYZ college, that can be a subject. Or you can say application for the post of professor. That can be a subject. Okay. So these are the different subjects. And of course, BCC, I just now told you, Manish. I hope आपको समझ आ गया है. Bhumika, in carbon copy also you have to write the email IDs. So आपको लिखना ID ही है. Okay. So in BCC and in CC, you are just writing your email IDs, nothing more than that. Got it? It's not that you have to write long answers here. Yes, Manish, IDs in CC are not visible to IDs in BCC. Very good. Got it, Priyanka? Got it, Manish? Got it, Bhumika? Clear? Okay. Lovepreet, is it okay? Aditya has given a good answer. Effective, quick feedback, large information, unlimited space, saved address or accounts. Okay, this is like list of advantages of emails. Good job, Aditya. Cost effective, yes, Aditi, that's also true. Right, okay, good, fine. Good morning, Samprita. Aren't you a little late to join? Anyway, so this is about the subject and this is about the CC and the BCC. Now let's move forward to salutation. Salutation is how we address the people. Now, often I've seen it's become quite, let's say, common these days to address people as dear name. So, dear Ritu, this is to inform you that. Dear Manish, this is to inform you that. Dear Lovepreet, this is a mail regarding your query. Or dear Bhumika XYZ. So, mostly what I've seen is the trend has become we have started addressing the people by name, even in formal email. So, you don't have to worry that it's a formal email. So, I have to use a Mr. or a Miss. If you want, you can use. Otherwise, a direct name is also allowed. Okay. So, yes, Vaishnavi, very good. Email is time saving. I'm happy you are also answering. Good job. In spite of the fact that, you've joined late and this is your first class, you are actively participating. That's very good, Vaishnavi. Yes, Dimple, very correct. In CC, we write those names which you want to make visible. In BCC, we want to write those names which you want to hide from the other people. Okay. Asta, Ritu, I'll come to the attachment part. I haven't reached there. So let's go slowly, please. Astha, in the study material, there is no email ID. This is just a way of telling you, even if they have not given, it's okay. They must have left it blank. That's not a problem. But CC में what will you write? क्या लिखोगे अगर email ID नहीं लिखोगे? Use your own thoughts, use your own sense. If you have to write a carbon copy, if you want to use the blank for CC or the BCC, what else will you write? You cannot write the home address, no? You have to write the email ID only. Huh. You can address as respected ma'am and sir. Suppose, we are writing to our principal, we are writing to our senior most person in college. So the trend is that usually in institutes and colleges, in academic institutions, I have seen we address as dear Mr. Respected ma'am, respected sir, respected principal ma'am. And in official communication, when it is the office setup, then we say dear Miss XYZ, dear Mr. XYZ. So you can say dear Mr. Ghosh, dear Miss Ritu Tiwari, dear Miss Samprita, dear Mr. Jain. So you can use the second name and the first name. It's okay. Got it? Okay. Now comes the main body. Now the main body is nothing but what exactly is going into the email. Now, if my discussion is going to be about, let's say, an order letter. Okay, so I have to place an order and I have to place an order over email for 10 PCs, okay, 10 laptops, let's say, 10 Lenovo laptops. So what am I going to do? I have to write order for 10 laptops. That's going to be my subject. Now I'm going to place this order for the first time. So I don't know who the third party is with whom I'm placing the order. So I have to introduce myself a little bit. So first few lines will be introduction, like 2 to 3 lines. Then comes my main body where I'm going to actually talk about the order. So what do I say? I'll say, I have heard a lot about the good service and quality products you provide. So I would like to order 10 laptops, 10 Lenovo laptops for my company. Please share the cost and also please inform us about the delivery date. However, I would like to come and visit your store if possible for personally looking into the product. Please kindly share your exact location. That's how you can write the main body. So this is an order email. Okay. मनीषा, रिसीवर की ईमेल आईडी और सीसी में अगेन नहीं नहीं नहीं, एक ही बार लिखना है, ओनली रिसीवर एक ही बार लिखना है, ठीक है। हाँ, तो वैष्णवी, जब आपको पता है कि बीसीसी वाला नाम नहीं लिख सकते, तो सैल्यूटेशन में उसी का नाम आता है जिसका नाम मेन 2 वाले सेक्शन में है। ओके। मतलब ऑब्वियसली जब आपको किसी के नाम नहीं बताने हैं तो वो सिर्फ एक्स्ट्रा में ईमेल जा रही है, दे आर नॉट द मेन रिसीवर। जो मेन रिसीवर है, जिसको आपने ईमेल एड्रेस की है सैल्यूटेशन में, उन्हीं का ही नाम आएगा। इंट्रोडक्शन पार्ट, कितना इंट्रोडक्शन? 2 लाइन्स ऑफ इंट्रोडक्शन लिखना है ऋतु, ठीक है। सो जब आप मेन बॉडी स्टार्ट करोगे, यू कैन सिंपली इंट्रोड्यूस योरसेल्फ इफ यू आर राइटिंग फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम। इफ इट्स एन इंट्रा ईमेल, विद इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, तो आपको सब जानते ही हैं, देन यू डोंट हैव टू इंट्रोड्यूस, यू कैन स्टेट अवे राइट, दिस इज रिगार्डिंग द मीटिंग टू बी हेल्ड ऑन फ्राइडे, दिस इज रिगार्डिंग द discussion we had last week. Can I request you to please send the minutes of the meeting and also look into the files attached so that we are ready to present our, ready to go for a presentation in the coming week. So then you don't have to introduce because फिर आप एक दूसरे को already इतनी mails लिख रहे हो. Okay? Okay, thank you, Ritu. Okay. ठीक है, तन्वीत, understood? So main body आ गया. Now कई बार होता है there is a lot of content in the main body, so we ask you to change paragraphs. अगर content ज्यादा नहीं, so you can straight away write like 2 lines of email and write and sign off thanks and regards, and then you can send the email. So that's not a problem. So उन चीजों में कुछ hard and fast rule नहीं होता है. It only depends on how much content is there. अगर content बहुत ज्यादा है तो आप प्लीज उसको डिवाइड कर लीजिए पैराग्राफ्स में. इफ द कंटेंट इज लिमिटेड, देन यू कैन स्टिक टू ओनली 1 पैराग्राफ, like 4 lines of the email, and you can send it across. Okay? When we send emails to a single person, Manish, obviously, when you send emails to a single person, then you definitely don't need to use BCC and CC. वो तो मतलब जितने लोगों को आप भेजना चाहते हो उतने ही लोगों को आप नाम ऐड करोगे ना. Otherwise, why will you add their names? If I want to send the email only to you, then receiver's name में I'll put only your ID. Let's say manishjain@gmail.com. Okay, then I will not use a CC or a BCC. But अगर कुछ intent ऐसा है, then I'll definitely use it. BCC भी use करूंगी, NCC भी use करेंगे. ठीक है? Got it? Okay. Lovepreet says introduction, 2 lines related the subject. Introduction is basically about what exactly is your mail about. And mostly we ask you to write the introduction only when you realize that you are writing it for the first time. अगर आप ऑफिस के colleagues हो and कोई internal project, internal file, internal discussion के ऊपर आपकी email है, then you don't have to write the introduction. That is obvious because then I'm not introducing, people already know me. But when I'm writing to an outsider, when I'm writing to a third party, then I have to introduce myself. We are an established firm in the field of chartered accountancy, or we are an established organization in software development, or I run a business, I run a restaurant business. I have been running a restaurant business for the last 15 years. Our restaurant is a pure vegetarian North Indian cuisine restaurant located at Pandara Road, New Delhi. In this regard, I would like to place order of a bulk order of cutlery so that we are well equipped to take care of the existing customers and the new customers that keep adding on to our list. So I place an order of so and so and so, then you can mention it in a tabular format. So many plates, so many bowls, so many forks, so many spoons. So basically you are writing to a cutlery vendor. That's how your main body is. So then you are introducing. इंटरनली ऑफिस में कुछ डिस्कशन हो रहा है, एक मैनेजर और एक सीनियर मैनेजर बात कर रहे हैं, या दो सीए आपस में बात कर रहे हैं किसी प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में, देन यू आर नॉट एट ऑल इंट्रोड्यूसिंग. ठीक है. नहीं नहीं, सीसीएन सेपरेटली नहीं लिखना है, नॉट एट ऑल, यू डोंट नीड इट. बी सीसी लिखोगे तो भी ठीक है, अगर नहीं भी लिखोगे तो भी ठीक है. दिस इज माई इंटेंट टू एक्सप्लेन टू यू हाउ अ फॉर्मल ईमेल लुक्स, इसीलिए आई हैव पुट इट. ओके. Okay, any other doubt? ठीक है, I don't see any other doubt. So can I consider that I'll move forward? Okay, ठीक है. Good. Now comes the closing. Now the closing is like the last one line, which is separate from the main body. इसमें क्या होता है? You are kind of like a conclusion, essay में, article writing में, we always say conclusion लिखो. So this is like the conclusion. Closing में आपको बस final suggestion देना है. Hope my ideas will be appreciated. Hope we are on the same page. Hope the order will be placed in time. Hope the order will be delivered in time. Looking forward to a mutual relationship, a mutual healthy professional relationship, a mutual healthy business relationship, etc., etc. So these are some standard lines which we use in a closing. Okay. That brings it to the end of the email. Uske baad you will not write anything, because once you have closed the email, no information regarding that agenda, regarding the purpose, regarding the theme, regarding yourself, regarding the other party, kuch bhi nahi likhna hai. Closing ke baad, that's it. You have to attach whatever and then you have to sign off. Yours sincerely, yours lovingly, affectionately nahi likhte hain. You can simply write sincerely or thanks and regards, your name. ठीक है? Got it? Digital signature में generally, when you're using the digital pad, we have a digital pen, like a stylus. You can sign off with that. If you're not using that, you can write your full name. Preferably full name होता है, because it's a formal email. Informal emails में you can write your name only, but formal emails में it has to be your full name. ठीक है? Okay. Now let me see what are the doubts. Yeah, closing is the conclusion. Very good. Yes, Bhumika, it's visible. Thanks, best wishes, looking forward to a healthy relationship, looking forward to your reply. I hope we are on the same page and I hope we will continue to do good work. Thanks for your belief in us. Thanks for placing the order. तो कुछ भी हो सकता है, depends on किस चीज का मेल है. So इसमें क्या है, there are no there are not like 5 standard lines here and then you learn them and then you are good to go. It depends on the purpose of what you are writing for, who you are writing, why are you writing, how long and short your email is. उन सब factors पे depend करता है and then you can change. So why I'm trying to tell you is, when you are writing an email, there are various conditions in which you are writing an email. आप अपने कुलीग को लिख रहे हो, कुछ वर्क रिलेटेड इंफॉर्मेशन और चाहिए. आप अपने सीनियर को लिख रहे हो, यू आर सबमिटिंग योर वर्क टू हिम. आप अपने जूनियर को लिख रहे हो, यू आर आस्किंग हिम और हर टू फिनिश द प्रोजेक्ट एंड सेंड द डिटेल्स, या you are inquiring about the status of the project given, or you are writing to a third party where you are like making a complaint, placing an order. It's a sales mail, it's an advertising mail, it's a publicity mail. So उन सब पे actually depend करता है the language, the tone. Although we keep saying tone को formal रखो, language को crisp रखो, that is true, but कौन से phrases कहाँ कैसे use करने हैं, that typically depends on आप किसको लिख रहे हो, the agenda of the email. That is what we decide. Fine. Okay, now tell me, is there any doubt you have? Anything you want to ask, anything you want to share? Because abhi aap jo bhi pooch loge na, it will be easier for me to explain. Later, if you have a doubt, then you will also not be able to relate it to what we did today. अभी ही पूछ लो सब कुछ, देख लो क्या क्वेश्चन है, क्या पूछना है, and hopefully you will be writing good emails. Tell me if there is anything to ask. I'm waiting for your replies. I'm waiting for your queries. हाँ, attachment is basically if there is any file or any image you have to attach, तो आप attachment में you can attach it and then you can write a single line that please find the attachments below, or please find attached two pictures of two Aadhaar cards, okay, please find attached the documents needed for a KYC. Simple. ठीक है? So attachment is basically whatever you want to show, which is beyond the scope of the email. So this is more like an image or a file. It can be a PNG file, it can be a JPG file, it can be a PDF file, it can be a Google Doc, it can be a Word file, anything. Okay? All that comes into attachment. Aditi, that's not a very hard and fast rule. Name se pehle aana chahiye. Please find attached so and so. Yeah, you can simply write attachments, the word attachments. Uske aage you can put a colon and you can write 1, 2, 3, whatever has been attached. You can do it that way. Because attachment anyways are visible alag se niche. So कुछ problem नहीं है. अगर लिखा हुआ होता है, so reader का ध्यान जाता है, the reader is aware that there are attachments, because what happens is sometimes you forget to attach and आपने लिखा है email में there are attachments, which means at least I'll get to know कि आपका intent तो था attach करने का, but maybe you forgot. Okay, so I'll give you a very simple example. Letters are replaced by emails. Yes, Mastan. Aditya, BCC is nothing but the email IDs which you do not want the other readers to see. So if I'm sending the email to two people, one name comes in 2, the other name comes in CC. Okay, got it? Now, I want to send it to 5 more people, but I want to send it secretly. I don't want the 1 and 2 people to know that this email has been sent to 5 other people. Then those email IDs I will put in BCC. ठीक है आदित्य? Got it? Okay, BCC हो गया, no doubts. ठीक है. Okay, now Aditya, I'm waiting for your answer. Attachment I just told. Okay, Dimple. So attachment कहाँ आएगा? Attachment will be just before the signature line, and there is an attachment tab separately. You can click that and attach your files from wherever they have been saved in your system. Okay, great. Thank you so much, Aditya. Now let's move on to the next slide. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to discuss step by step. Pehle we have discussed the to, the from, etc. That is done. Now we're going to discuss the subject line. So what happens in the subject line is, what is the main agenda? So if you see my points, a good subject line can convince the receiver to read the email. Sometimes subject line is so boring that, after having seen it, I'll feel, okay, okay, this is irrelevant. Let me just leave it. Kabhi aur dekhenge. So that subject line is actually the deciding factor, whether an email is important, whether an email is to be read, or you can simply send it to the recycle bin, or you can simply delete it. All those decisions are based on the subject line. So that's why I'm saying, if you want your email to be read, let the subject line be really, really crisp and forcing the reader to read it. Okay. Second thing, of course, just now I told you, it decides the importance of the email. Is it significant? Agar usme likha hai ki 2 more persons needed for XYZ project, okay? Ya lack of resources, ya a theft has been discovered or a scam in the picture. Something which is, very controversial and जैसे एनडी जैसे वो आज तक एंड अदर चैनल्स की न्यूज आती है, यही है वो आदमी एंड सनसनीखेज खबर, ब्रेकिंग न्यूज, सो यू आर मेकिंग इट वेरी वेरी हाइप्ड अप, मसाला मसाला टाइप्स, वो डिसाइड होता है आपके सब्जेक्ट लाइन से. ठीक है. Next thing is long and boring subject lines can cause trouble and delay. That means if you have written like a long sentence, बहुत लंबा sentence आपने लिखा है, nobody is going to read it because nobody has the time and money and effort to read it. So I will not write, I want to talk about the next audit which will be held on 30th January this month. ऐसा लिखेंगे तो कोई नहीं पढ़ेगा, बट आप लिखोगे ऑडिट डिटेल्स रिक्वायर्ड, एवरीबडी विल रीड इट. ओके, सो प्लीज मेक श्योर लिखना ऐसा सब्जेक्ट दैट आपकी ईमेल ट्रैश बिन में ना जाए. बट यस, इट हैज टू बी इम्पोर्टेंट, इट हैज टू बी स्पेसिफिक टू द एजेंडा, एंड देन अवॉइड लॉन्ग लाइन्स. ओके, avoid using one word. Now, besides saying like congratulations, we generally don't say please write one word. Like आप ऐसे नहीं लिखते okay, got it. That's never a subject line. Or let's say something has been clarified, so you don't say please help. That sounds like an emergency help. Please help करो, help करो. वैसे नहीं लिखना है. Subject line has to be crisp, that I agree. But kaisa crisp? That it has to be meaningful. The language has to be meaningful. So you don't write, okay, fine. You don't like thank you. You don't like appreciate it. As a single word, subjects nahi honge. And you don't have to get over friendly in the subject line. Like, it was really nice meeting you, exclamation, heart, 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 emoji, emoji, emoji. That's not allowed. This is not TikTok and this is not your personal WhatsApp where you're doing some Snapchat kind of a thing. वो सब नहीं allowed है. It has to be very specific to the core, to the related to the agenda. That's it. उसके आगे कुछ नहीं. Okay? Yes, very good, Ritu. Ritu has worded it correctly. Subject line is something that decides the significance of the mail and it makes the mail spicy and crispy. Okay, I don't know if it makes it spicy, but it definitely makes it crispy. Now, you are reminding me like, you're eating a samosa or you're eating a kachori or a something which is spicy and crispy. This is more like a food adjective, okay? Like a taco maybe. So, good. And Ritu is very actively writing answers, which I really appreciate. And the good part is she always uses an emoji whenever she writes. So that kinds of, brings the excitement and the enthusiasm. So I get to know that she's very excited to write the answer and she's very happy to write the answer. So good, Ritu. It's always good to stay in that mode. Okay. So any doubts in the subject line? Anything you all want to ask me? Is there any question which is a concern? Any point which is a concern? Can you write a subject line on your own now if I give you a small question on email writing? हो जाएगा? ठीक है, good. Okay, salutations. The next thing is salutation. Now, what happens in salutation is you have to address the person. Now, you can either say, dear Mrs. Manisha, dear Mr. Mastan, dear Mr. Aditya Darshan, or maybe dear Miss Tiwari, dear Miss Roy. We can do that also. So you can use the surname. You can use the first name. You can say dear Aditi. If you're saying dear Aditi, then we don't say miss. If you're using the surname, then you have to say miss or Mr. Okay. So if you're saying dear Mr. Mastan, because I'm using the surname, dear Miss Manisha Jain, Manish Jain, then it has to be dear Mr. Jain, right? So if it's first name, you don't have to write Mr. and Miss. If it's the second name or the surname, then you have to write the Mr. and Miss. Okay. Okay. So thanks, Bhumika, Aditya, Vaishnavi. All is clear. Avoid spam words in email subject lines. Very good. Because, there are a lot of things which are unwanted. So you have to be very sure that you are writing an email which is meant for a cause and a purpose, and it's been addressed that ways. Otherwise, it straight away goes to the spam mail. Okay. Second is we can use the designation. Sometimes we have seen that it's dear manager. I don't know who the manager of the bank is because I'm writing for formal reasons. I don't know who the manager is, but I know I have to address it to the manager. Or for example, I'm writing in a school or in an institution where there is a president or a chairman or there is a principal. In that case, I can also write dear principal, principal ma'am, or respected principal ma'am, respected principal sir, respected chairman sir, respected chairman ma'am. If you don't know whether it's a sir or a ma'am, then you can say respected chairman. That's also okay. That's also allowed. Okay. So designation is this what I meant when I say designation. You don't have to write anything about the name or the surname. Sometimes we don't know. So you can leave it there. Fine. Third thing, if the mail is to a group of people, you're sending it to a group of people, then how do you say? Then you write dear all, and all the names of the receivers will be in the CC section. If obviously you want each other to know that mails have been sent, then they will be in the CC section, which is the carbon copy section. Okay? Got it, all of you? Any doubts? First three topics clear हैं? कैसे आप salutations कर रहे हो? कैसे आप greetings कर रहे हो? Is that all clear? हाँ, I know, Ritu. Okay, so dear all means there are a lot of receivers. Fine. Sometimes we see the mail is an address to a department. So you can say to the HR department or to the HR department or dear HR people, dear HR team. ऐसे भी लिख सकते हैं. So fourth वाले point में अगर department concern में है like dear academic department, dear finance team, dear marketing team, तो आप सबको address कर रहे हो, so you can't write like 10 names. That looks very, very haphazard. That looks very, very cluttered, and that looks very, very unpresentable maybe. Okay, so you don't have to write all the 10 names, dear this, dear that, dear that. वो सारे नाम आपने CC में लिखे हैं, and all of them belong to the marketing team or the HR team or the finance team to a particular department. So you can address them as dear team or dear HR team. Okay. Next thing is, many people ask me, why do we use the word dear? Because dear is a little informal. So why do we use it? But these days, dear is not considered to be informal. It's part of formal emails. So it's not a problem. Okay, you can use the word dear. Next and last is to whomsoever it may concern. So I'm writing this from a general perspective, and I'm sending this email in a school, and this is going to relate to teachers of grade 10th and 12th whose students are writing their boards. So when I'm sending this, I've put all the email IDs because there are options where you click all. So it sends it to all the email IDs, and then I say to whomsoever it may concern, which means when you see the subject line, you decide whether it is for you or not. So in the subject line, I will write for teachers of grade 10 and 12. So if there is a teacher who's teaching grade 9, this mail will not be for her. And that's why I'm saying for whomsoever it may concern, but it has gone to a lot of other people also. Got it? ठीक है, clear है, समझ आ रहा है? Any doubt? Anything which you want to ask me? हाँ, you can use respected. Yes, you can use respected, not a problem. Yes, Ritu, it can be dear HR team, it can be dear HR department, it can be both. Very correct. कोई problem नहीं है. You all have started getting it correctly. I am happy about that. हाँ, you can use Aditya. I just now told you, you can use respected as the salutations. क्लियर है मनीष एंड ऋतु, क्लियर है भूमिका, आदित्य, वैष्णवी, नबीन, लवप्रीत, तन्मीत? And who else is there in class? Manisha, is it clear? Samina, is it clear? Explain last point. Okay, to whomsoever it may concern. To whomsoever it may concern, Aditi, means that I am writing the email, and in the to section, the people whom I have addressed, I have sent it to everybody in school. Okay. But this is going to relate to only a certain people. So that's why I have written to whomsoever it may concern, which means if it is related to me, I have to pay attention, or else I can leave it. Okay, so it's going to be meant for a certain group, but I don't want to sort out that certain group and pick out those names. So there is a way that I'm sending it to everybody in the organization. So I've done that. And now you see whether it's going to relate to you. So it's only concerning a set of people, not everybody. Okay? Crystal clear. Very good, Vaishnavi. I like the fact this is your first class and you're paying all the attention and you're understanding also and you're replying also. ओके कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है नभीन, दैट्स वेरी गुड, अच्छी बात है, आपको समझ आ रहा है। क्लियर है आस्था? ठीक है, सो नाउ वील टेक इट फॉरवर्ड, लेट्स टेक अ 5 minute break and then I'll move forward to continuing this part. So today will be the last class of formal emails. I'll also discuss the communication part, and we've already discussed formal letters. If there is any doubt you have from the study material or from your RTPs or MTPs, we'll definitely discuss it in class. Okay? ठीक है? Okay, so we'll just take a 5 minute break and then we'll be back after that. See you soon. Okay, students, welcome back after a short break. So we are carrying forward the topic of formal emails. We've already done formal letters. For those of you who joined late, or maybe you were not very much active in class, let me tell you, formal letters was the last class topic which we did, how to write complaint letters, order letters, sales letter, promotion letter, appointment letter. And today we are doing the second part of it, which is just the letters in the electronic form, and we call them formal emails. Okay. So I have already taken half the class, half the session is almost over. We are at salutations. If you can see my screen, we have discussed how to start the email, how to where does the attachment come. That was the first part of it, the basic format part of it. This is the format, just to take you through a revision of what we did 5 minutes back. There is a BCC section, there is a salutation section. You have to close the email with a certain format. And of course, there is a lot of importance given to the signature part of it. Okay. So moving forward, we discussed what all comes in the subject line. It can be invitation to attend a ceremony, invitation to attend a workshop, last date for registration, registration forms. So you can share the link. So subject line is basically that one thing which is the most important reason why the email has been written. It can be invitation, it can be appointment, it can be congratulations, it can be an all the best, it can be any such thing. Okay. Professional email salutation, avoid gendered language, avoid, yeah, of course. So when you're doing a professional email, we don't let people write like hi, hello, hey, how are you, what's up, bro. All these things are considered very, very informal. We don't do that. And since this is a very formal way, we have to make sure that your language is also formal. So you have to use words like respected and dear. No, hey, hi, how are you kinds, what's up? And then, those stylish emojis of hip hop, all that are not allowed. And please avoid emojis during formal emails. That's something I've been telling several times. But even now, if I get a formal email, I still see people sending those emojis. All that is okay when it is when it is an informal setup. For formal emails, we generally don't allow that. Okay. This is the last thing where I stopped. So any questions here, any doubts, still salutations, or else we'll move forward. And yes, no language which is personal, no language which is causing any harm to a community or a caste or a creed or a color. Everything has to be very, very neutral. You don't have to take any personal bents or interest towards any religion. It has to be completely professional. Okay. Please go through these points once again. And then still, if you think there is something you want to ask me, please feel free. Otherwise, I'll change my slide. I'm waiting for a minute. You can please ask your questions. Semi-formal emails. Okay, I'll just do that. So formal emails are written when you are writing it to a client, when you're writing it for an order. Those are called formal emails. Semi-formal emails can be written for, colleagues. You're just inviting them for a project party, for example. Then we write a semi-formal email. Okay. So basically, semi-formal emails don't have that much of a formal content. It can be with your peers, it can be with your colleagues, it can be with your juniors. So like suppose your colleague just got a promotion and you want to wish your colleague. In that case, what you do is you simply say, hey buddy, congratulations, good job done, and that's it. So you're not writing anything else. That becomes a semi formal email. Okay. Formal email is when you're submitting some stuff to, you're submitting a report to your seniors, you're submitting a report to the client, you are asking for more details and more information. You belong to the income tax, and income tax people will not be writing informal and semi-formal mails. Okay. So it depends on your profile. It depends on what kind of a designation and job profile you are in. That's how we differentiate between formal and semi-formal. ठीक है? Okay. Astha, if you're writing an email to a organization, I'm sure there is some agenda. So if you're addressing it, you're writing to some particular division, आप generally पूरे organization को तो नहीं लिख सकते. Suppose आप Deloitte में लिख रहे हो, या you're writing it to ICAI for example, तो आपको पता है कि आप किस रीजन से लिख रहे हो. आप मार्केटिंग के बारे में कुछ जानना चाहते हो, आप एडमिशंस के बारे में कुछ जानना चाहते हो, आप क्वेरी है आपकी, आप काउंसलर से बात करना चाहते हो. सो डिपेंडिंग ऑन दैट यू विल राइट द सैल्यूटेशन. ओके, बिकॉज आप पूरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से तो नहीं बात करना चाहते, राइट? यू डोंट वांट टू टॉक टू एवरीबडी इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. दैट्स नॉट पॉसिबल. Hence, you will write to only that division or the person concerned from that division. So you may simply say, Dear ma'am, sir, or you may write the name if you know, or you can say to the HR department, Dear HR team, Dear finance team, Dear accounts team. You can do it like that. ठीक है आस्था? Lovepreet, I did not get your question. Question क्या है आपका? Formal emails, business emails, professional emails, related official emails. हाँ, ये सब emails होती हैं, right? You want to ask something or you're just telling me? देख लो, आप कुछ पूछना चाहते हो, you can clarify your doubts. That's not a problem. Okay, is it clear? Fine. Okay, so Astha, it's clear to you. Let's move on now. Let's go on to the next page. Now, in the next page, what is there is the body of the email, which is the main thing which I am going to write in the email. So this also is, of course, very, very important. Why? Because what happens is when you are writing an email, you have to understand how many words do you think will fit into it. You don't have to go beyond the limit because it's an email, it's not a letter. That's most important. Some people can confuse a letter and an email. So when you're writing to your best friend, you are writing a letter. So you can write 10 pages, 20 pages, 50 pages, 100 pages. You can submit a thesis about your whole life to your friend. But email is mostly meant for quick communication. It is not meant for conversation. So in case of a quick communication, you have to write very limited words, shortest possible body, and concise. So brevity is very important, to be brief, and concise means the same thing. So be very, very crisp. Don't start, hello, how are you? Hope you had a nice weekend. I went to these farms on the weekend. I enjoyed in Wonderla in Hyderabad in the weekend, or I went to Imagica during the weekend. It is a nice place. It is a nice, the weather in Pune is very good. How about your family? What is your child doing? What is your father doing? What is your brother doing? Okay, by the way, I also want to tell you that we have an important meeting next Thursday. So please come and join it and bring the last week's audit report with you. That's the worst email you have written in your life. Don't do that. ठीक है? Official communication है ना? Yes, Nabeen, I told you official communication is just, a very small segment of these two chapters. So, usme there isn't much I can value add. You can just read it through and you will be understanding every bit of it. Okay. So I was talking about this email. So when you are writing an email like this, first half to आपने सारा personal लिख दिया. उसके बाद, by the way, you are asking your friend to, ठीक है, you have to come with some important information, all that happens. So please remember, ऐसा email होगा ना, so nobody will want to read it and you will not be considered a good email writer. So no personal details, no personal information. Don't talk about what you did yesterday, what you're going to do tomorrow, what movie you're going to see. All that comes in informal mails or maybe semi-formal mails, depends on the kind of equation you share with your colleague, with your peer. Okay. Next is discuss the agenda or the purpose in the early stage of the mail. That's what I wanted to tell you, that your your agenda should be the most important thing you are addressing. उसी time पे first few lines में पढ़ के I should be able to judge कि लिखना क्या चाहते हो, reason क्या है. अगर I am reading the whole mail and after 10-12 lines also I have not understood the agenda, then it's a problem. ठीक है? Okay, if need be, divide the email into paragraphs. Now, this is important because sometimes I've seen people writing emails and there is so much content that the whole body of the email looks like a block of words. That's the problem. इतने सारे words लगते हैं. But if you are dividing it into paragraphs, it kind of gives me a mental satisfaction that, okay, I've read 10 words, 10 lines. There is a break. So that break is kind of giving me an edge over my understanding. It helps me understand better. इसीलिए all kinds of writing are always expected to be in paragraphs. That's a very easy way. That's a very understanding way. And it does not fill my mind with a lot of content. इंट्रोडक्शन लिख लिया 2 लाइन में, मेन बॉडी लिख लिया 5 लाइन में, लास्ट में लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू योर सजेशंस, होप वी आर ऑन द सेम पेज, लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू अ क्विक रिप्लाई, योर नेम एंड यू आर डन. ओके, ठीक है. यस आदित्य, ऐसे टाइप बिल्कुल फाइन. Now, last is use formal language. Now, formal language doesn't mean you sit open with a dictionary and you start replacing all the easy words with difficult words. Formal language does not mean difficult words, but it means it is something which is related to official communication. So you're not using I wanna buy, I gonna go there. All these wannas and gonas are not allowed in emails. And I've seen this, IDK. Do you know becomes DYK and IDK. I don't know. Please no. No bros here allowed. No LOLs allowed. No ROFLs allowed. So language should be good English, exactly like the Oxford English Dictionary. No contractions. So if it's you are invited to, it has to be you are, not YOU apostrophe S. Okay? Apostrophe R. No contractions. Can't is not allowed. Don't is not allowed. You should write I do not, I cannot. Okay? That is what makes it formal. Please use punctuations. Please use capital letters. All this makes the language formal. It's not just using good vocabulary, but all of these minute things which we tend to forget make the language formal. Okay? Now, before I move on, I want you to quickly write let's say a 3 to 5 line email inviting your team for a team lunch tomorrow at 1:30 in the office cafeteria. Okay, so you are inviting your team. You might be part of any team. You are probably the manager in your team. So you are inviting your team members for a team lunch tomorrow at the office cafeteria at 1:30. The reason is celebration of a successful project delivered last week. So maybe you are in the IT core team and you have delivered a project to a client and the client has approved it and everything has gone very, streamlined and hassle free. So how are you going to write to your team? You are the senior in the team and your team members are junior to you. So it kind of becomes semi-formal. Okay. Now please write and tell me how are you going to write the email. It's going to be a good practice. Nothing in short, no abbreviations. No abbreviations, of course. And it's only going to be full forms. Only the body. Yes, Aditya, only the body. Don't write to, from, subject, everything. I don't want you to do all that. Only the body. Start writing whatever is coming to your mind based on whatever we have learned till now. I hope everybody is attempting. I hope everybody is writing. Please start writing. Just a small email, the agenda I have mentioned. You are inviting your team members for a lunch tomorrow at the office cafeteria to celebrate the success of a well submitted project last week. Okay, think about the idea, think about what all you think needs to be going into the email. No extra information required. You just have to be sure about the invitation, the time, the date, because anything which requires date and time kind of information, please mention it properly. I'm waiting for answers and then I'll probably move forward, or I can keep this slide ready. Once you all have shared your answer, then I'll move forward to the next slide. Okay, Dimple is the first one to answer. Let me see. Dimple says invitation for a lunch party at office. Very good. That's the subject. Perfect, Dimple. That's a very good attempt. This is to inform you that our client liked our presentation and gave a huge order to our organization. So we are arranging a lunch party at our office cafeteria at 2 p.m. on the date is required. Okay. And I request all of you to please join us for lunch and celebrate our success. Okay. That can be the closing line. Okay, Dimple? Good attempt. Okay, Vaishnavi has written our project. This is to inform that our project which we did last week. So this is informal language, Vaishnavi, our project which we did last week. No. This is to inform you that our project has been successfully approved by the client. Obviously, it has to be the last project you have done, or if there is a name of the project. And if there is no name, then you can simply say this is to inform you that the project submitted last week has been successfully approved by the client. So let's take a break from our office time and celebrate this success and have a lunch tomorrow. Yes, the rest of it is very good, Vaishnavi. Very good written. Okay, I have Yash. Yash, I think you haven't been there in the classes. I haven't seen you many times. Okay, Yash has written. Okay, Aditya has written. This is regarding the team lunch. No, this is not regarding the team lunch, Aditya. Okay, regarding hota hai when already those things have been discussed. Now you are inviting. Please consider this a formal invite for a lunch get together tomorrow at 2 p.m. at the office cafeteria to celebrate the success of our project delivered last week. Team members, you are requested to be there at 2 p.m. That's it. Okay. It is not regarding the lunch. That sounds very, very formal. and this meeting is scheduled. Again, आदित्य, मीटिंग नहीं है ना, लंच पार्टी है, लंच गेट टुगेदर है, तो उसको मीटिंग का नाम मत दीजिए, ठीक है? ओके, यश सेज lunch at cafeteria of all of office, no, cafeteria of office नहीं, lunch at the office cafeteria ऐसे लिखना है. Okay, all the team members are invited for a lunch at 1:30 in cafeteria. अब आप खुद देखो, what are you writing? यश, कहीं पे at है, कहीं पे on है, कहीं पे in है, सारे prepositions तो नहीं यूज हो सकते ना. तो अगर कोई चीज किसी के अंदर है then you will use in. अगर कोई चीज किसी पर लोकेटेड है then you will say at. अगर कोई चीज किसी के ऊपर है then you will say on. Okay, as you all know, we have completed a development project last year of a colony, and the client has approved the project and it is successful. And so kitne sare and hai? We have made a project and this and approval and successful, and for the success of the project you are all invited for lunch. इतना लंबा सेंटेंस नहीं लिखते हैं. Sentences have to be very short. As you all are aware of the successful completion of our project delivered last year, and we have also received the client's approval. To celebrate the same, we are requesting you to join us for a quick lunch tomorrow at the office cafeteria at 2 p.m. Hope to see you all there. That's it. Okay? No issues, Dimple. हाँ, Samprita, you can write about the concern, name and department. हाँ, subject can be celebration of success for our project. You can write that, Vaishnavi. Okay, Aditya, good, you will correct it. So now I have one more answer from Sarvesh. Then I'll move on to the closing and the signature part. Inviting the team HR for celebrating the success in getting the deal. Dear team, as we have been aware, okay, that we have cracked the deal from the XYZ Limited, which was a very important deal for our company. Thus, for celebrating our success, the management has decided to throw a party in the office cafeteria. It's not like office party ko throw kar rahe in the office cafeteria. I know your matlab. I've understood aap kya kehna cha rahe ho, but the language is incorrect. Tomorrow for the Department of Sales at 1 p.m. अब ऊपर आपने HR celebration लिखा है, नीचे आपने Department of Sales लिखा है. So there is a big conflict. So get in the celebration with our company. अब मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा आप किसको एड्रेस कर रहे हो. कंपनी तो सबकी है, so our company मतलब किसकी कंपनी एंड किसको बोल रही हो गेट इन द सेलिब्रेशन. थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजिंग है सर्वेश. HR टीम किसी को लिख रही है, या HR टीम का सक्सेस है, या HR टीम सेंडर है इनवाइट का एंड रिसीविंग टीम सेल्स टीम है. So you have to make this a little more clear. You know, there are a lot of ambiguous lines in your email. Okay, Ritu has written very good. Ritu has given it in a nice format, from dash@gmail.com to dash@gmail.com. CC is something. Subject, a party, a celebration party for a successful deal of our team. Good. This is to inform you that the deal of our team has successfully completed. Deal complete नहीं होती है, deal fulfill हो जाती है. Okay, deal done होता है, project का successful completion होता है. So all the team members, you are all invited at XYZ Hotel for a lunch party at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, date भी लिखना है रितु. And hotel क्यों जा रहे हो? अभी तो मैंने बोला कि ऑफिस के कैफेटेरिया में ही हो आप लोग, कहीं बाहर नहीं जाना है. So अगर information दिया हुआ है question में, if you write anything which is outside the information, it will be considered incorrect. ठीक है? अगर question में दिया है it's some name of the project, उसका पार्टी है. अगर दिया है कि आपको ऑफिस कैफेटेरिया में 20th जनवरी को 1:30 p.m. पे मिलना है, तो वो ही इंफॉर्मेशन आप अपनी ईमेल में यूज करेंगे इन द क्वेश्चन. यू कैन नॉट चेंज द इंफॉर्मेशन. अगर आपने रॉन्ग इंफॉर्मेशन लिखी विच इज नॉट मेंशन्ड, देन यू विल नॉट गेट मार्क्स. ओके, सो अगर आप सोच रहे हो कि मैंने तो सब कुछ ठीक से लिखा था बट व्हाई डिड आई लूज मार्क्स, वो इसीलिए ही हो सकता है बिकॉज you have not used the information given in the question. ठीक है? Okay, let's continue with the next. Okay, fine. So, subject launch of information invention of XYZ project. This is to inform all of you for this project. This become one of number one project in India. We will celebrate this success with launch of lunch at okay मस्तान ठीक है थोड़ा सा आपको language refine करनी है because I see a lot of spelling errors in your writing and I see a lot of grammar errors. ठीक है सो प्लीज थोड़ा सा एरर्स को ठीक करो एंड XYZ प्लेस नहीं लिखते हैं अगर आप रेस्टोरेंट का नाम लिख रहे हो सो राइट दैट और एल्स यू कैन सिंपली राइट मीट एट द ऑफिस कैफेटेरिया फाइन ओके ठीक है नो वरीज ऋतु बट क्वेश्चन में प्लीज यूज द इंफॉर्मेशन गिवन इन द क्वेश्चन वो बहुत जरूरी है यू कैन नॉट चेंज इंफॉर्मेशन फाइन. Okay, now let's come to the closing and the signature. So good. I'm happy all of you have attempted a good version. You've all tried to write, which is very good because only practice will make you perfect. If you don't practice writing, you will only remain in theory and theory पढ़ के आप लोग नहीं सीख सकते हैं. Okay, one last attempt. Akshay, we are doing only formal emails. So any kind of formal email will be a question in your exams. Okay. Informal emails nahi hongi. Most probably semi-formal bhi we don't do much, but there will be formal emails. So you can have a look at the question papers of the past question papers and the revision papers. Usse you will get a very nice idea, a fair enough idea about what kind of questions are asked. Okay. Okay. Tanmeet says subject is team dinner for the success of the last project. Okay, so she's happy going on a dinner. She doesn't want to go for a lunch. Tanmeet, aisa hai kya? This is to invite the entire team on a team dinner, for a team dinner, not on a team dinner, tonight after the completion of the working hours of our company at office cafeteria. I'm honored to have such a hardworking team and wish for us to achieve more success in the future. Very good. That's a very motivational mail. This is like a typical mail which comes from a manager to its team that, I'm happy to have a team like you. So you're constantly boosting the morale of your team members also. And at the same time, you're making sure they are enjoying the success, they're celebrating the success. So you have kind of invited them for a team dinner. Good job, Tanmeet. Very good. Okay, so I have one more attempt. Manish, it is to inform that for the deal we were waiting for was done. थोड़ा सा absurd sound करता है. For the deal we were waiting for was done. Isn't it not sounding very good? So थोड़ा सा उसको formal लिखो. This is to inform you that we have cracked the deal we were eagerly waiting for. Hence, we are celebrating the success of our hard work. We wish you all, and you are requested to join, or we wish you all to join for a lunch party, which was organized. Which was organized नहीं मनीष अभी तो organize होगी फ्यूचर के लिए इनवाइट कर रहे हो ना पास्ट के लिए तो नहीं इनवाइट कर रहे सो इसीलिए होगी एट द ऑफिस कैफेटेरिया ठीक है गुड fine so any other information any other doubts I think all of you have written pretty well I am liking the fact that all of you are trying. You have really done a good job. I don't see any major mistakes in your understanding. Everybody has written very well. Here and there, little bit of changes, little bit of grammatical errors, little bit of errors in tense and presentation. That's okay. But all that will come to you only when you practice. ठीक है ना? No issues, Ritu. I know you are working very hard and you have really improved. So don't worry about that. You're doing a good job. See, it's all about learning and the wish to learn. If you keep learning language and if you keep learning English, there will be a time that you will forget that you are actually from a Hindi medium and you can't speak that much English. वो होगा ही नहीं कभी. ठीक है? Okay, so let's move on to the closing and the signature. Now, the closing is nothing but ends have to be happy and pleasant. That's from my side. वो मेरा quote है. So what I'm trying to say is, why am I saying this? Because I cannot end in a very low note. I cannot end in a very argumentative note. I'm not discussing those mails where, I need to get angry. I need to pay my condolence. ऐसा वाला mails हम कर ही नहीं रहे हैं. So ends have to be happy and pleasant. Okay, so you have to end. Hope our deal gets cracked and we soon get going on the project. Hope we are on the same page. Thanks and regards for all the best wishes, or you are giving best wishes. So best wishes to all the team members, and hope we all deliver some good quality stuff in the coming future. So everything has to be positively written. Okay, positive aspect hona chahiye, optimistic feeling honi chahiye. If you start writing negatively in an email, nobody will like you. Nobody will want to have a deal with you. Nobody will like to work with you. And बहुत monotonous लगेगा and people will not feel attracted and happy to work with you. काम आप उसी के साथ करना चाहते हो जहाँ पे आपको एक positivity दिखती है, good vibes आती हैं, and you feel कि हाँ, this is the person with whom I can learn. So जैसे आप जैसे किसी वेंचर कैपिटलिस्ट के पास जाते हो या किसी एंजल इन्वेस्टर के पास जाते हो, you want them to invest in your business because they can add value and they are passionate about your stuff. It's not always about making money. It's sometimes about making money, but it's most of the times about being passionate for what you are doing. Okay, so everything has to straight away come from within and everything has to be on a positive note. Okay, so that's how closing happens. Then comes the signature part of it. Signature में क्या करते हैं? You sign off with your full name, thanks and regards, best wishes, yours sincerely, or yours respectively, or sometimes we write kindly, but kindly is a little old fashioned now. So sincerely chalta hai. And mention your designation and company name. So if you are working in PwC, you can simply say Akshay Kumar Bhambania, Senior Executive, PwC Mumbai, PwC Delhi, PwC Kolkata, wherever. ठीक है? So designation बता दिया, company का नाम बता दिया, आपने अपना full name बता दिया. Okay? ठीक है? Got it? That's how you will write the email. I really hope that whatever we have done from the morning till now, you have been able to understand. Email writing is very, very crucial in the office scenario. It can break or make ties. You can actually debate on emails. And आजकल तो बहुत सारे discussions email पे ही हो रहे हैं, like big discussions which act as a proof. So emails also are acting as legal proofs. You don't need everything in written, like pen and paper nahi chahiye, but they are acting as proofs. Okay. Akshay, yes, study material is more than enough. You can read the study material. It's very good for your understanding of the exam. बिल्कुल भी कुछ problem नहीं होगा आपको. अच्छा लगेगा पढ़ के, काफी चीजें बहुत ज्यादा clear हो जाएंगी. Plus the lectures, plus the revision test papers. If you practice all this, you will be in a very, very confident position. हाँ, Manish, I'll just do that. ठीक है? So these are three things which I wanted to continue, and then I'll take you to the study material because I want you to see the study material with me. उससे आपको पता चलेगा that you're really missing out on some important aspects if you're not watching the study material, if you're not reading the study material. So why are emails effective? Now, this was a question which I thought I have not finished this slide. I want you to give me inputs. Why do you think emails are effective? From my side, I have given you 2 points. Sometimes, people are very busy and they don't respond on phone. They feel that I'm very busy. Okay, you send me an email and look over it. Because email kya hai? Immediate response nahi karna padta. It's saved in your account. You can read it after 10 minutes, 4 days, 5 days. It keeps giving you notification that you have an unread email. तो आप आराम से पढ़ सकते हो। कई बार ऐसा होता है that you want to connect with somebody who stays in a very remote location, so maybe there is a postal service but it's going to take a lot of time, but the internet is working. Okay, ironically postal service में जो post office है या जो courier shop है वो बहुत दूर है, so distance is a problem but connectivity is not a problem. So internet चल रहा है, they have all the major players, the internet providers, so you can always use the internet and you can always write an email. ठीक है, so that is the second reason. Third क्या होता है, when I want to send huge files. अब मुझे 5 pages का कोई attachment भेजना है and I cannot use the courier service and the postal service every time because I have to take out prints. Then I'll be wasting a lot of paper, and we always say save paper, go the electronic way, go the green way. So saving paper के लिए मेरे सारे attachments, मेरे files and folders, मेरे bills and मेरे invoices, everything has to be in a soft copy. So if I have to do that, I'll simply attach and I'll send. ठीक है ना? So that makes it easier, and you can you can make it a zip file and you can contract it, and that makes it even more easier. So that way email writing becomes very, very easy for me. Okay, are there any other reasons which you can think of which make emails effective? Now that's my question to you. Okay, I've got some answers from Ritu and Vaishnavi. Very good. Let me see what are the answers. Emails are time saving. Very good. And if the subject is crispy and effective, then the email is also effective. Okay. Emails are effective, as they are less time consuming and there is very few less chance of fraud. Few नहीं बोलते हैं, chance में हमेशा uncountable आता है, so less chance of fraud as this is an electronic way. अब fraud तो I don't know Vaishnavi, I can't comment on that because emails hack हो जाती हैं. People start sending wrong emails from your ID. So fraud वाला aspect you can leave out, you don't have to discuss that. Very good, Priyanka. Emails have been now considered to be a legal proof of anything which was under discussion. So पहले क्या था, emails या WhatsApp नहीं. In fact, अभी WhatsApp messages भी, they say they are end-to-end encrypted, but if need be, if it's like a celebrated case or if it's like a case which is under investigation, the police have all the right to, retrieve the WhatsApp messages and check whatever conversation has happened. That's possible. Ritu, emails are legal. Save money and space. Very good. Okay, so let me just put down these so that you know that, these are the important points. So I'm just reading from your points and I'm trying to, gather things. Okay. So these are some very important points which I could gather from your answers. Manish has written, Tanmeet has written, Aditya has written, Dimple has written, Mastan has written, and Sarvesh has written. So all these people who have given me good answers, Priyanka has written, they save as proof. These are important because, like, like Dimple said, they don't require much space. You just have to clear your trash can every time in the Google Mail. Otherwise, they are very much safe on the cloud. घर पे क्या होता है, if you have a paper format, something which are in papers, you have to keep them. You have to keep them in a safe. You have to keep them in your cupboard. You have to make sure they're all set in a file. And that becomes record, but it's difficult to handle so many papers. And these days, we have a lot of campaigns going around to save trees, save paper. In fact, it's about each one, grow one. It's not like each one, teach one. So when you're growing a sapling or when you're growing a tree, it becomes very important that you understand the cause, because you don't want trees to get cut. Only when trees get cut, the pulp is taken out and it is transformed in a very chemical way into paper. Okay. So this saves paper, first of all. I think I should put it somewhere here. Okay. Then, of course, you can send an email at any time of the day. So if I'm sending a letter, I have to wait for the post office to open. I have to wait for any person to pick up my letter and then, send it somewhere. So whatever it is, I have to do that. In this case, I can simply understand that I have to write an email. It can be at any point of the day. So I can match my timings with, with countries which are in different time zones. And hence, any time of the day, round the clock, 24/7, email service is available, and it's very personal. You don't have to share your email ID with anybody. You don't have to let anybody check your email. It's all safe with a password protection. And last but not the least, the distance between the sender and the receiver does not matter. So if you are sending an email to a friend in Afghanistan, as opposed to a friend in London, as opposed to a friend in Australia, as opposed to a friend in Sri Lanka, it's all the same. Email will take the same time. So if it's not like you're traveling in an aeroplane or you're traveling in a means of transport, that time differs because of distance. So and speed, but no, it's an English language class related to correspondence and reporting. So the distance between the sender and the receiver do not matter at all. Okay. Faults can be erased. I think, isn't it true for letters also? Even if you're handwriting a letter, you can erase it. If you're typing, you can again do backspace. So I think faults can be corrected in all formats. Okay. There is very less chance of loss of messages. Yes, very good, Vaishnavi. The emails topics can be discussed in an easy way. Okay. Okay, email, there is very less danger of losing the message. Fine. So these are the reasons why we are writing an email, and these are the reasons why I am asking you to read all these email related information. Okay, I have to clear this. Okay, so this brings me to the end of the presentation on emails. If there is any doubt, please feel free to ask me. I'll definitely take you through the content. Okay, so here if you see, somebody had asked me for a formal email and example, so I thought I'll take you to the study material. Please have a look at this 11.4, the incorrect version. Dear Sanjana Shroff, I read online that you are selling business cards. So you can see you're selling. It's you are selling. No contractions allowed. Selling business cards. I was wondering how much, if I only wanted 500, how much is like asking the cost. I was wondering whether you would give it to me for 50 or 100. I wonder why you're charging. So wonder is a word used in the informal case. So please don't use it here. Is color, wait, is color and a logo extra? Can I see an example all are shipped, or will that cost extra? You seem to have a great business, so I hope you can help. Okay. So this is a very casual mail coming when you have to get your maybe visiting cards printed, or you want your t-shirt to have your company logo. This is for that purpose. But look at the informal style, it's coming out from the language. So now I change it to formal and I say, I was searching online for a company that makes business cards. I came across your website and I'm extremely impressed. However, I do have a few questions. So initially, you have given up a boost and a pep up feeling that yes, you are one of the best companies I could have heard about. And I would definitely like to get associated with you. But I have a few queries. So these are like business queries. So there is no harm in asking. If I were to order 500 instead of the advertised 1,000 business cards, how much would that cost? So maybe there is an advertisement related to which this person is asking the business card printer if I can order less number of cards. Next is if I were to order 500, okay. Furthermore, I would like my business card to be colored and include the top of my company logo. Are those kind of requests possible? And if so, how much extra will they be? Due to my request for color and logo, I would like to I would like to preview the card before receiving all 500. Is that feasible? I appreciate your assistance. Looking forward to hearing from you. And then you write your name, your designation, your organization's name, and your phone number. Okay. Now, very important is this person is ordering something, but he or she says that, please let me have at least some pieces before I actually give you a go ahead. So maybe one sample piece can be shown in such queries. Whenever you think it's about a product based email, you can write this. Okay. But again, no contractions, no short forms, no slangs, no WhatsApp style messages. So this is the problem with how your email is generally and how it should be. Okay. So somebody in the query was just asking me about share an email. I think this is a good email share. You must have understood. Very true, Ritu. So if you're calling somebody, the person might not be replying, but if you are definitely writing it, then there is good enough information you get back. Okay. Next, I'll take you to this, a question maybe. Okay, so if you see the sample email, Amit Suri has recently been promoted to the post of a senior manager in Hindalco Industries. He receives a congratulatory mail from his sister, his colleague, and his general manager. Okay, so to Amit Suri, CCBCC, subject is congratulations. Hi, Amit, we just got to know of your news promotion. I'm so excited and thrilled. A big party is due from you, and of course, gifts for your loving sis. So basically, these are the sisters writing to Amit, congratulating him on his success. Mom and dad are overjoyed, etc., etc., etc. Okay. Now the second part, the B part, is coming from a team member, and the C part is coming from the boss. So you please have to go through these pages and see the difference. How is it different? So if it is only a relative who's writing an email, the style is different. If it is somebody who is belonging to your peer group, your friend circle in the office, so again, it becomes kind of professional. That person will write it separately. And of course, if the senior most person or one of the leadership members is writing, then he or she will write it very differently. And then you will not ask about, okay, give me a gift, buy me a new dress. How are mommy and papa? I hope my mother's BP is under control. I hope my father's pain is under control. All that does not happen. Okay. So you should be able to decide and demarcate where exactly is the difference between the formal, the semi-formal, and the informal. And mostly in the exams, we are discussing only formal emails. So you don't have to talk about the informal and the semi-formal. Just for your information, if you want to know, then you can read it. But otherwise, you need to write only formal emails. Okay. So that's the end of it from my side. Thank you so much for listening to me patiently. Thank you so much for being with me in class always and attentively listening to it and answering all my questions. I have never had a problem with asking you to answer twice, because you all have done that in the first go. The moment I ask you a question, I start getting an answer, which is a very healthy way of being attentive. I appreciate that. So good going, batch. Very good. And these are study material pages, Vaishnavi, the one which I recently shared. Ritu, that you can check. The order ABC, that you can check. Okay. So thank you so much. Please go through the study material. All the queries will be dealt. You can share the queries. There is a tab button in the app. You can share your queries and your concerns. Any practice which you have done and you want me to check it, that is also possible. All the very best for your future exams, which are soon coming in May, June. All the very best for all your preparation. And I hope you pass with flying colors and you all soon become a C. Thank you so much, guys. Have a nice day.